Yo, welcome back. And today, we getting into Latto just made the worst mistake of her life. I'm assuming this is probably talking about her pregnancy and the situation with 21 Savage. I'm curious what O'Shea thinks about this situation. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Me personally, I'm on my own business. I'm doing this for the content. Person don't keep up with celebrities. I don't care what they got going on. I'm worried about what I got going on. All right, let's go ahead. I'm not even do too much yapping. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Everybody want to be Sherlock Holmes so goddamn bad. The mystery was solved ages ago. What do you mean you screenshotting the pregnancy video trying to match the hand tattoos?
On February 3rd, 2019, the rapper 21 Savage was detained by ICE during Super Bowl weekend in Atlanta. We found out at this time that 21 Savage really was a UK citizen who entered the US legally in 2005 but overstayed his visa.
I know it's early in the video. My fault. And fuck it, it's my video. Bruh, the face tattoos, I don't know, it never made sense to me. It looked crazy. But having a knife in the middle of your forehead is wild. I don't know. Shit don't make no sense. I always thought it was dumb. I always thought it made your face look less attractive because you just got shit out. I think the face is the one place you don't need to touch when it comes to tattoo art. But that's just my personal opinion.
Damn.
This led to a possible deportation case, and he was released from custody about 9 days later on February 12, 2019. This case continued in immigration court for years. And this brings us to this situation with the alleged wife that he has by the name of Kiana Joseph. Now, around this time, he allegedly married this lady, which he has 2 children with. She's been, for the most part, behind the scenes, never really seen out in the public. But then around 2020, there was a new speculation. This relationship with the rapper Latto. By 2025, they confirmed their relationship publicly. We really don't know what happened with Kiana Joseph. There's a speculation about a marriage that—
Wait, is he married to this woman? I guess he got kids with this woman, but apparently it sounded like, I guess he was cheating on her with Latto. But I mean, going back to what O'Shea was saying earlier, clearly, I mean, he was already with this woman before he was about to be deported. So he probably just married her just to become a US citizen and be able to stay in the US. And they probably already had ironed out that situation and had an understanding between the two where it's like, y'all don't really see us really locking in like that, but you gonna do this as a favor for me type shit. Cause it kind of works out for her as well. Cause obviously money wouldn't be flowing the same way for her if he was to be deported. So I think they kind of made out an agreement to where even if they were married, he was still gonna do his own thing and she was gonna do her own thing.
It could have happened on 2023, with some reports suggesting that this actually happened, but we don't know. But here is what happened just yesterday.
I don't even know what to say, y'all. Thank y'all for all the congratulations. Business and Personal out now. Big Mama, the album, May 29th. I'm Big Mama, for real. Big Mama, 1 kid.
Latto has confirmed that she is pregnant. And of course, people started to give their responses.
There's no way I'm letting a married man impregnate me. Period, point blank. I'm not even sneaking around with him. I'm sorry, but the whole thing about like how they hide their relationship, I would never do that specifically because he's married. It would be one thing if he wasn't married and y'all just want people out of y'all business, but he's married. And I don't want to hear, oh, he got married for a green card. Okay, he got it. Get a divorce. Get a divorce.
This lady talks about this alleged divorce, right? And it got so bad that Le'Veon Bell, the former NFL player, put this comment out there. Latto just announced she's pregnant by a married man with 3 kids and made it a part of her album rollout. And that's who today's women look up to.
I see what he's saying. I mean, that's a valid point. But unfortunately, that a lot of the young women, older women, look up to these women who are considered celebrities. And this is just how they moving nowadays. Like the man got apparently, okay, so he got 3 kids, and apparently she gonna be the 4th. She gonna have his 4th. I don't know if it's by multiple women or it's all from the same woman, and she the second baby mama. I don't know what the whole situation is, but this is what women are looking up to nowadays. And she kind of, I remember in the past she used to brag about how she ain't had no children, she ain't a hoe, and she ain't moving like that in the industry. But it does look bad that you're rolling out an album and promoting it and almost bragging, and because you have a child by a man who already got 3 kids and who's apparently married. Damn, this is a sad reality that we living in nowadays, bro.
We're doomed. Woo! And more people will continue.
Congratulations to the happy couple, 21 Savage and Latto. Yes, they finally announced what we all already knew. But I'm just wondering, what the happened to the wife? What happened to Kiana Johnson? Did they divorce? Like, I'm so confused. Y'all don't remember he has a whole ass other wife? And 3 kids with her? And he's from the UK and he married her.
The fact that people be following and stay up to date with what these celebrities do is crazy to me.
She's been in the shadows, and then
who cares? That's how I look at it. Who cares?
She finally came out of the shadows, and she kind of like spoke out a little bit.
If the wife ain't saying nothing, clearly no, they don't care.
Now they're not married. What happened to her and the kids? Like Latto, why do women get with these men?
I feel like when women are in the industry, they go after niggas who are in the industry or would be basically on their type of time or more, which that means financially as well as what goes on in the industry is just a different type of way that you move. You just understand it better. So you're gonna fuck with people who are already in that field and know what that's like, what that lifestyle is like. So I don't necessarily blame her for going after a nigga who already in the same field as she in. That's understandable. I expect that. It's very rare that a woman would date down anyway when it comes to men. Why would she want to date down? So for her being confused, I don't understand why, because I completely understand it. And at the end of the day, the nigga got status. He could be the ugliest nigga in the world. He got status and he got money. So women can chat all that good shit all they want to, but we all know they moving. If that nigga got motion, she moving. It's just how I go.
No. God, you had a baby with him? Why? Of all of them, of all the rappers. I just want to know what happened to the wife.
This is parasocial right here. Why are you so worried about it?
Let's get back to Latto. Latto is 27 years old. 21 Savage is 33. He has 3 kids by at least 2 different women. And Latto, who is 27, doesn't have kids. Now, Latto is what you would consider a brother's type. She is light-skinned. She is popping. You would think that she would have a whole lot of suitors. But this is the issue.
Big mama, 1 kid. Did all that talk to be a statistic? Here's my thing.
Damn.
You was untouchable. You wasn't ran through. You bragged about all of this stuff just to end up being the baby mama to a rapper who may or may not still be married and got 3 kids already.
Yeah, she cooking her ass.
It's just like I told y'all before. A woman's pretty privilege, most of the time, she never uses it to her full advantage the way a man who is at the top 1% of men use their privilege.
I agree with that fact. I know a lot of pretty women who get finessed, who get done dirty. They end up becoming 304s and who just keep fucking with the same niggas that's going to keep playing in their face, but they're going to keep going back to those same niggas just because of, unfortunately, the ones I know, because of status, because of money, because they get how their emotions on that roller coaster they love to be on. like that's what I'm saying. You can't, as a man, you can't use logic to understand this bullshit because it's moving off of straight emotion. So it's hard to comprehend it. So that's why I don't even try and wrap my head around it because it's stupidity to me. But moving on to the next thing that she said, that's why men in that top 1% move differently because men move with logic. Men are moving with logic. When you get to, as a man, when you get to that point in your life, niggas have it, bro. Niggas moving how they want to move. Nigga, you finally made it to that pinnacle. That's the difference between earning your value and being born with your value. Women are born with their value. Men have to earn their value. And when they finally earn that value, they know exactly how they moving. They know exactly what it come with. Why you think niggas like Future just having his way? That nigga 40 something still having a good old time. Cause it's like, bro, I worked hard for this shit. I'm gonna enjoy it. He probably may never get married. He may not even care about getting married, but he gonna have himself a good old time. And these women are going. That's what I'm saying. They're going. So with a woman with status, of course she gonna move the same way Latto moving. Not, I don't expect all of them to do that, but I understand why. You're moving off emotion. There's no logic behind anything you're doing. So you're gonna make some dumbass mistakes, and then these women gonna be looking at you like, well, why? And men gonna be looking at you, well, why? Don't ask why. You just gonna hurt your head.
A top 1% man is always going to go for the best of the best women that he possibly can get, but not 1% women, not women who
Facts.
are like a Latto where she's racially ambiguous and she appeals to all different types of men and she could have possibly had whatever she wanted and she still chose to be the baby mama of a man who already got 3 kids.
Got him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to unpack, but it's true. Number one, most of you guys hear this all the time when it comes to certain women in the black community. At first, they're perfect. You know, they don't make those mistakes. They're not like other chicks. And then they make a decision with a man who already has a questionable past. Number one, the man may or may not be married. Many people believe that he is married to Kiana Joseph. He is 33 with 3 kids by at least 2 different women. There could be unconfirmed kids out there and we don't know. But number one, Latto doesn't have any children. Like, she's still young enough to make a decision not to be a baby mama.
Very impressive that she's been in the game for the time she's been in, and she's only 27 and she ain't got no kids. And I applaud her for that, because most women would not be moving the way she moving. So I definitely respect. But it sounded like it was all for nothing, because you still ended up making the same decision that most of these women end up making.
But instead of using her beauty to get a man that's top notch, she doesn't want to do that. She wants to use her attributes to get, you know, a guy like 21 Savage, who may not be the best dude to be in a relationship with. In comparisons to men, this is a very, very good point. When men have social status, they typically don't, for the most part, go to the bottom of the barrel when it comes to women, especially if these men are like high profile celebrities. I mean, if you look at somebody like Michael B. Jordan or even some of the NBA players, of course, they'll have like some IG models, but for the most part, you know, the woman that they're dealing with is going to be, you know, very, very good looking. Very rarely will she have kids. You know, every now and then it may happen, but typically it doesn't happen. In the case of PJ Washington, yes. But most dudes are not wifing up baby mamas. They'll be the first guy.
In PJ Washington's situation, he didn't wife her up. I'm pretty sure he was just smashing it, and he just ended up having a kid, if I'm not mistaken. Now he realized why that was a bad decision, because Brittany Renner needs help. And hey, he learned from that mistake and he moved on. But you know what I'm saying? With men, especially men, like in this example, you having your way, money flowing, you worked hard, you done made it to where you want to be. You man, you gonna do what you want to do. And if mistakes come along with that, mistakes come along with that. But he gonna have the money to kind of, I guess, overcome that mistake. But unfortunately, you're gonna have to continuously deal with this woman for at least 18 years of your life. So that's tough. But you ain't thinking about all that. You just having a good time.
To give the lady kids. That's typically what happens. And if you go into your non-athletic sector, let's say your professional men, especially professional black men who are in business, engineering, medicine, health science, finance, any of your core breadbasket money makers, you're gonna find out the very same thing. Those men are gonna typically, if they settle down with somebody, that woman is most likely not gonna be a baby mama. That woman is not gonna have a whole lot of problems. She's gonna be the cream of the crop. And the reason why that is because number one, Lotto was born looking like that. Now, this may be for some of you dudes out there who don't think that she's beautiful or, you know, think that she isn't a catch. But for a lot of people, they would figure that Lotto is pretty. She was born like that. She didn't have a choice to be light skinned or to be thick or to be pretty. She didn't have to work for her looks, guys. I mean, that's just what it is. Women who
I'm like, he about to go into the point that I made earlier. Okay. Didn't have to earn her value. She was born with it. Okay.
who are beautiful, God gave them the beauty. When you're a man and you're successful, nobody gave you that. You had to work for it.
There it
and
is.
a lot of times, you know, especially even if you look at sports, athletics, guys who are just insanely fast or can jump high, typically those guys may not develop as the best players. Very rarely do you get a guy like Michael Jordan who can jump high and, you know, work on things that make him a better player, like Michael Jordan eventually did. A lot of people remember Harold Miner was a great athlete. Granted, he was hurt, but, you know, he didn't work on those things, outside jumper, things like that, the things that would make you do very well in the NBA. And this is the difference between people who have to work for stuff versus people that have it.
I think he's sleeping on the fact that even some of the most naturally gifted athletic individuals still put in their work and, you know, are built different in whatever sport that they're playing. So I'm not going to necessarily, I can't agree with him on that, because I know some naturally gifted athletic individuals who, you know, was on the basketball court every day, who was on the soccer field every day, who was putting in their work regardless of what they was naturally gifted with. I'm not gonna say, you know, all of them made it to the league, but I do know a couple of niggas from my high school who made it to the NFL. And it just all comes with that mindset of that individual. So I'm not just gonna say just because you're naturally gifted, you turn out to be, you know, trash, or you not putting in as much work as a person who is not naturally gifted. I think that's unrealistic.
When you're beautiful, you don't care. You just go with what you feel like. And then what you think is, well, because I'm Lotto, I can overcome it. Whereas a man, he understands if he doesn't make the right decisions every day, if he doesn't work hard every day, if he doesn't put it on the line every day, there is no second chance.
That's that
Whereas
logical
a woman
mindset
like
I be
Lotto
telling y'all
may
about.
feel in today's generation that if I'm a baby mom and if it doesn't work out, it's okay. I still have the
Moving
baby.
off emotions.
And the baby doesn't make me less of a romantic candidate than not having a kid.
Whoa, okay, yeah. When he speaks like that, you know, when he said that, you know, that's what proves to me that a lot of women are delusional. The fact that women still assume that just because they have a baby daddy or they have multiple kids, that they can still get the niggas that they want, that shit blows my mind. Baby, you're high mileage. You're high mileage. You're high mileage. You're a used 2005 Toyota Camry with high mileage. Ain't nobody going on the lot and looking at you first. We looking at all the newer models with less mileage or with no mileage at all. And women just don't understand, especially black women, do not comprehend the fact that when you have a child, you become older, you got all these niggas that's been inside you, it's not the same. So for you to still walk around with that same cocky attitude is why a lot of them women end up being bitter and lonely, because you're delusional, moving off emotion. Instead of taking the logical aspect, lowering your standards and understanding, okay, I'm not who I used to be, and I accept that. Let's go find some options that's willing to work with what the situation that I have. Where it's like, oh, if you don't want me, that's cool. I'll find somebody else. Baby, you 40 with 3 kids. And there's not too many others to find. That gap is that percentage is very, very low. But they'll live in that percentage and keep delusionally thinking, I'm gonna find my man. I'm gonna find my man. Yeah, good luck with that.
That's what a lot of women think. And if you talk to a lot of women, especially in the black community, and this was the case when I was coming up, nobody thought, especially black women, that them having kids made them less of a candidate for love. I mean, you can go and look at Kendra G's show and you see it all the time, that those women believe that they are worthy of a man that makes a lot of money. They're just as competitive as a woman who has no kids. That's what they tell themselves. The second part about this is that the singers of today are not like the singers of before because the lack of role models are just not there anymore. That's another point that I've been hearing, and that can be debatable because a lot of these singers, especially like rappers like Latto, I don't know what culture they come up from or whatever. The thing is, being a baby mama in today's world isn't like the end of the world like it used to be. I mean, if we even just look at the 90s when we were coming up, almost all of our sports stars that we love were already married. Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird.
Yeah, it's a different time period, so it's understandable.
USA Dream Team was married. Your best quarterbacks, Joe Montana's married, later Steve Young's married, Jerry Rice is married.
I feel like a lot of women these days want to get married, but they want to get married after they've already had their fun, which that's when they get into that high mileage category, old category, and it's like, oh, now you want to settle down. Sweetie, that's just not how it works. Men think differently than women. So men would rather pluck you and get you while you ripe and young, but that's when you want to turn up and have the best time and explore all your options. And that's perfectly fine, but don't later on in your life get upset and be mad because those niggas don't want you anymore, or you having a hard time finding men, or your options have dwindled. We just on two different pages, man. Two different pages.
Clyde Drexler in the NBA is married. Everybody was married in the 90s. And in today's world, everybody's doing whatever they want to do. Also, women are not really demanding very much from men. And a lot of women can't really demand a lot from men.
Damn.
Let me clean up what I'm saying. Okay. Yes, you do have women out there who can demand a lot from men if they are worthy. But the reality is, somebody like Latto with somebody like 21 Savage, it's not like if he were to lose her that he couldn't replace her. But she may feel that if she loses him, he's hard to replace. So she may feel that to have some leverage in the relationship, she needs to have a kid. And one of the reasons why Latto is having that problem is simply because of how Latto presents herself. Latto presents herself like every other chick on Instagram. Literally, there is nothing about her that makes her stand out.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these women are copy and paste of each other on social media. And it's like, damn, does anything stand out about you? And it can't be your body. It's barely the face. It's barely any of your assets, because it's like, okay, she got the same thing. She just a little lighter than you, and her bone structure is a little different than yours. And it's like, damn, they're all on the same type of vibe. So it's really like niggas just be lusting over looks. That's what I'm saying. Because it's like a lot of these women is just the same thing, the same copy and paste of each other, and it's sad to say, but the same personality too. And it's like, bruh, oh my goodness, same shit over and over and over and over and over. Niggas on that same type of time, especially when it comes to making music and artistry and how they moving. A lot of niggas on the same type of time. So, but the difference is men are less picky. Men are willing to date down. Women don't have to have shit for a man to want to date or just get some pull. But from a woman's perspective, they're not gonna let no bum, no regular ass nigga get no puss. It's just not happening. Especially of a woman of her status. Yeah, no average Joe ain't getting in there. So she has to compromise, and this is what I wanted to get. Women will compromise on niggas with status, with niggas that look good enough, with niggas with money. That's where they'll compromise. Or if they really like you. they will make compromise. They will bend and fold like a pretzel for the right nigga. But that's the 2, 3, 4% of niggas for a woman of this status. For other women, probably it's about maybe 20% of niggas that'll happen for. But 9 times out of 10, majority of niggas, they not doing all that for.
It's not like Latto was a rapper who has a persona of somebody like a Jill Scott. She has a persona somebody like a Angie Stone, or she stands out like somebody like Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu,
that's a
crazy
bad example because Erykah Badu got hella kids.
She sure do.
But there is nothing about Latto that makes her different. And that's part of the issues. There's so many women out there who look and act the same that men can say, well, I don't even want to deal with that chick seriously because she's like everybody else. And this is something that even 21 Savage said. He said it himself, that a lot of men are not making love music to women anymore because all women are, well, you know what, 304s.
Not all,
and
but a
when
lot
you're
of them.
beautiful like Latto, you're not really using your beauty as a crutch because you downplay it by doing everything else that everybody else is doing. Now you have a baby and a baby daddy. It's just like the rest of the statistics. And women just really don't care what men think. They figure out, like in their mind, it's not a bad thing to be like how they are because, hey, somebody will deal with them. And probably for a few years, that may be the case until it's no longer the case. There comes a time where those looks fade away. And the only thing that happens over time is, what do you bring to the table as a man or a woman? And that is, are you feminine for the right kind of man? Are you a woman that brings something to the relationship? Do you have a lot of problems?
O'Shea, me and you on the same page. Damn, it's like you just literally what I said earlier, you just kind of put it in the video. Just, it's like you read my mind. It's crazy. But yeah, this is what I've been saying, man. What I've been saying. They have that realization when it's too late. Or you have the ones who just remain stubborn and don't make any changes and expect them niggas to still roll in when you 35 with 4 kids.
Have you dealt with dudes before who may leave you messed up? Are you a person that can fit into my life? And we're talking about, these are the questions that high value men will ask. And in the case of Latto, in the next 10 years, she won't even be considered in that conversation because of the mistakes that she's making right now. Because again, when you're 27 and you're pretty, you can get away with things sometimes. And it comes to a point where you can't get away with anything at all. And unfortunately, a lot of ladies in the black community learn this the hard way, and then they blame men who no longer want them. And what's the reality is that 10 years from now, 21 Savage will be like 43 years old, and he'll still be able to get chicks. He won't be with her in 10 years. He'll have somebody else who's like 23, 24 with no kids, and then he'll be impregnating them. And you know who'll be bitter? Latto. Woo! So guys, what do you think it should be?
O'Shea made some great points. Me and him was on the same page with a lot of that. Just to end off my thoughts on this, I think now that women have a lot more flexibility, a lot more power, they can move the way they want to move. I feel like a lot of them are starting to get that narrative that they can be on the same type of time and move the same type of time as men. And then they later realize when they're older that you can't. And it's all on that biological standpoint where men don't have a biological clock. They good. They can have kids all the way up until 60, maybe 70 if they want to. Women, you have a time period. What you choose to do with that time period is all up to you. It's your body. You do what you want to do. But don't be bitter later on when you chose to have a good time and your life didn't go the way you wanted it to. And now you're trying to sit there and fantasize about a marriage. But doing the niggas been in there, you got kids, you older now. It's very rare. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. It's very rare. And I wish you the best of luck with that mentality if you're gonna continue to be stubborn. It is what it is, but that's the life that we live in. That's the dating game that we in. Stay off of social media. have more realistic expectations. A lot of people want to live their life through social media, and this is why the dating game is as fucked up as it is nowadays. Hey, what can you do about it? But I ain't gonna, keep chatting on this topic. Go ahead and move on. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Take it easy.